What is up, degenerates? Welcome back to HypeCheck for yet another video for the UFC. In today's video, I'm doing a full card breakdown, going over each and every fight for UFC Nashville, Sandhagen versus Font. As always, if you guys are new here, join the fam, hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to hit that 50K subscribe mark, so if you are new, it does help out the channel a lot. And we're coming off a very successful week last week for UFC 291, and we're looking to kill it once again this week. But before we get into anything, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Stake, the #1 sportsbook and casino available online. All the odds you're hearing from the video are coming directly from Stake. They have the best odds available online, super high limits, instant deposits, instant withdrawals, live streaming directly from their website. Not only that, exclusively for the HypeCheck fam, when you sign up using the code HYPE on the regular Stake website, you get a $75 tip directly to your Stake account, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, whatever you want to do. I sent out over $1,000 in tips last week. This is the best offer available online if you're interested in checking out Stake, and I highly recommend you guys do. Like I said, it is the best sportsbook out there. Also, Stake is newly launched in the US, so when you go over to the US version of Stake, use the code HypeCheck for the same exact offer. Not only that, I'll also be sending you guys my VIP card 100% free when you do sign up for Stake for this upcoming weekend. So it's an insane deal. Take advantage. It helps out the channel a lot when you guys do sign up for Stake. And yeah, so shout out to you guys for all the support. Let's kill it once again this week. Make sure to comment your favorite bets and picks down below, as myself, and I know a lot of the other viewers like discussing the picks in the comment section down below as well. So let's not waste any more time on top into the video. Let's do it. Kicking off the prelims, we got Ode Osbourne going up against Asu Almabaev. Asu is the favorite at -192, and Osbourne is the underdog at +149. Osbourne is coming off a split decision win over Charles Johnson. Asu is making his UFC debut, currently riding a 13-fight win streak on the regionals. Osbourne is a power puncher who can mix in takedowns to win fights. Asu, he's a power striker with better wrestling. Overall, from the tape I've watched on Asu, he'll have a big advantage on the mat, and on the feet, he'll easily be able to hang, bare minimum, long enough to get Osbourne down to the mat, which in turn will gas Osbourne out, making his power fade. Betting-wise, while betting on a UFC newcomer is always risky, I think Asu's levels above Ode as a fighter, and as long as he's coming into this fight healthy, he should be able to get a clear decision win or a submission inside the distance when the fight hits the mat. It's a favorite to pass spot here. On to the next. Next up, we got Jake Hadley going up against Cody Durden. Hadley is the favorite at -208, and Durden is the underdog at +160. Durden is currently riding a 3-fight win streak, most recently a decision win over Charles Johnson. Hadley is a 10-1 prospect, currently riding a 2-fight win streak, most recently a knockout win over Malcolm Gordon, a classic striker versus wrestler matchup. Hadley is a striker, Durden is a wrestler. Hadley will have all the advantages on the feet. He's younger, the harder hitter, puts out more volume, and has significantly better striking defense. Durden averages right under 6 takedowns a fight, which could mean trouble for Hadley, as he has a 37% takedown defense. Betting-wise, even with Durden's massive wrestling advantage, he's not the best with keeping his opponents on the ground, and Hadley has very good BJJ. Durden doesn't have the best chin either. I think Hadley wins, but Durden is definitely a decent underdog to throw some money on. Personally, I'm staying away from betting this fight as a whole, as I'm not too confident on either fighter. It's a favorite to pass spot here. Also, if I were to bet on Hadley, it would be for him to win inside the distance, as I don't think Durden is making it 3 rounds. After that, we got Billy Quarantillo going up against Damon Jackson. Quarantillo is the favorite at -182, and Jackson is the underdog at +141. Q is looking to bounce back off his knockout loss to Edson Barboza. Jackson is looking to bounce back off his knockout loss to Dan Ige. On the feet, Q will be putting out a way higher amount of volume, averaging close to 8 strikes landed a minute compared to Jackson's 3. Q will also be way more accurate of a striker. Both fighters are able to land takedowns, and the reason why I'm backing Q in this spot is purely because of the pressure he puts out. And Jackson, he can't take big punches. His chin is not that good. He's also a bit sloppy on the feet. So Q, he's simply the better fighter this weekend, and I think he'll overwhelm Jackson. Therefore, it's a favorite to pass spot here. Next up, we got Jeremiah Wells going up against Carlston Harris. Wells is the favorite at -135, and Harris is the underdog at +105. Wells is a 12-2 prospect, 4-0 in the UFC. Most recently, a split decision win over Matthew Semmelsberger. Harris, he's coming off a decision win over Jared Gooden. Harris will have a nice height and reach advantage. He'll be putting out a higher amount of volume and will be the more accurate striker. Wells, on the other hand, will be the harder hitter with way more of a finishing upside. Betting wise, while Harris is the better striker, Wells is the more well-rounded fighter. He has the better wrestling and should be able to inch out a win over Harris. And while Wells didn't look his best against Semelsberger, he showed great heart and grit, which gives me confidence in putting some money on him on Saturday. It's a favorite to pass spot here. Closing out the prelims, we got Raoni Barcelos going up against Phillips. Phillips is the favorite at -213 and Barcelos is the underdog at +165. Phillips is coming off a submission win over Marcelo Rojo. Barcelos is looking to bounce back off a knockout loss to Umar Nurmagomedov. Barcelos will be 7 years older and will have a 1-inch height deficit, and Phillips will have a whopping 5-inch reach advantage. Phillips will also be the more diverse striker with better striking defense, absorbing way fewer strikes than Barcelos, averaging 3 takedowns a fight with a very good 50% accuracy. Betting wise, I like Barcelos in this matchup. He's fought the better competition and is the better wrestler and striker. However, Phillips is the way younger, more motivated guy. Personally, I'll be staying away from betting this one as it's a really close fight. Maybe after weigh-ins, I'll sprinkle some money on Barcelos, but for now, like I said, I'm staying away. It's a dog or pass spot here. Kicking off the main card, we got Ignacio Bahamondes going up against Ludovit Klein. Ignacio is the favorite at -233, and Klein is the underdog at +175. Ignacio is on a 3-fight win streak, coming off a decision win over Trey Ogden. Klein, he's coming off a draw to Jai Herbert. Ignacio will have a huge 8-inch height advantage and 3-inch reach. He doubles the amount of volume of Klein, while also having significantly better striking defense. One of my favorite plays on the entire card is with Ignacio. He has fantastic footwork, has a fantastic 95% takedown defense. While I like Klein a lot as a fighter, he tends to gas out, and I think the reach and size advantage of Ignacio will be a bit too much for him on Saturday. Betting wise, it's a favorite pass spot here. I also like Ignacio to win inside the distance as well. After that, we got Tanner Boser going up against Aleksa Camur. Boser is the favorite at -161, and Aleksa is the underdog at +126. Boser is currently riding a 2-fight skid, looking to bounce back, most recently off a knockout loss to Ian Cutelaba. Aleksa is also on a 2-fight skid, looking to bounce back off a split decision loss to Nikolai Nurmagomedov back in 2021. Boser will have a slight height and reach advantage, and he's in a massive step down in competition against Camur this weekend. Boser will be fighting his second fight at light heavyweight, and will have a bit of a size advantage in the spot. Aleksa will be putting out a higher amount of volume, and will be the more accurate striker. Boser, on the other side of things, while being on a skid, has faced the far better competition. And with Aleksa's ring rust, I think Boser will get back in the win column on Saturday. It's a favorite pass spot here. Next up, we got Gavin Tucker going up against Diego Lopes. Diego is the favorite at -175, and Tucker is the underdog at +136. Diego is looking to bounce back off his UFC debut loss via decision to Movsar Evloev. Tucker, he's looking to bounce back off a knockout loss to Dan Ige. Diego will have a big 5-inch height and 6-inch reach advantage, a very tough fight to break down. Diego, while he looked great against Evloev, I think Tucker will have a very easy path to victory, which will be with his wrestling. As Diego has a 36% takedown defense, and on the feet, Tucker will be putting out the higher amount of volume, while also having significantly better striking defense. Betting-wise, the only concern I have for Tucker is his layoff he's currently riding, as his last fight was back in 2021. However, at plus money, I think I just have to overlook that red flag. It's a dog or pass spot here, with simply the better fighter overall. Next up, we got Dustin Jacoby going up against Nzechukwu. Jacoby is the underdog at +124, and Kennedy is the favorite at -159. Jacoby is currently riding a 2-fight skid, most recently a decision loss to Azamat Murzakanov. Kennedy is on a 3-fight win streak, most recently a submission win over Devin Clark. Kennedy will have a 2-inch height and 7-inch reach advantage in the spot. This fight will be on the feet for as long as it lasts. Both these fighters are great strikers who are historically very durable. Jacoby is the more technical and overall better striker. Kennedy, on the other hand, will have the power and is super dangerous wherever the fight can go. If Jacoby decides to shoot at any point, Kennedy is extremely live for that submission as well. Betting-wise, I like Dustin a lot in this spot. Even with Kennedy being a fighter with a way higher finishing upside, I think Jacoby will be able to stay on the outside out of danger. It's a dollar pass spot here. Now, we go to the co-main event of the evening with Jessica Andrade going up against Tatiana Suarez. Suarez is the favorite at -385, and Andrade is the underdog at +280. Andrade is currently riding a 2-fight skid, most recently a knockout loss to Jan. Suarez is a 9-0 prospect coming off a submission win over Montana De La Rosa. Suarez will have a massive 4-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage. Andrade is a super well-rounded fighter. She has great wrestling and throws with big power, and puts a lot of volume. Suarez, on the other hand, is an even better wrestler. She averages over 6 takedowns a fight with a 58% accuracy. On the feet, she'll also be the more accurate striker. Betting wise, besides for a fluky knockout win, there is no way I see Andrade winning on Saturday. Suarez should get her down immediately and either submit Andrade or win via ground and pound. It's a favorite pass spot here, and I like the fight to not go the distance as well. On to the main. It's time for the main event of the evening with Cory Sandhagen going up against Rob Font. Sandhagen is the favorite at -345 and Font is the underdog at +250. Sandman is currently riding a 2-fight win streak, most recently a split decision win over Marlon Vera. Font, he's coming off a knockout win over Adrian Yanez. Font is stepping up on short notice, and similarly to the co-main event, I don't see how the Sandman loses on Saturday. He's the more technical and diverse striker who will have the wrestling advantage as well. Font is a very quick striker, however, I just don't see how he gets the edge in this one unless Sandhagen gasses out, which he rarely does. Betting wise, it's Sandman all day for me, and I love him as a parlay piece on Saturday. It's a favorite pass spot here. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to join the hundreds of other members cashing in weekly in the VIP fam, just click the link in the top comment section or description. Shout out once again to Stake for sponsoring today's video. If you need a sportsbook to bet on, make sure to check them out. And exclusively for the HypeCheck fam, if you sign up to Stake using the code HYPE, I'll be giving you guys a $75 tip directly to any payment method you want. And for the US version of Stake, use the code HypeCheck, and I'll be sending you guys that same tip as well, along with my VIP card. Good luck, boys. Make sure to comment your favorite bets and picks down below. Peace.